Hey everybody, it's me, Joshua Lewis, Psychic Medium, and I'm bringing you another amazing video. In this video, there are 3 reading sessions that I'm showing you in one video, which is pretty cool. Now, in the last video, I showed you how when I wanted to connect with someone's husband, he showed me a picture of their son first, and it was for good reason. And again, this is real spirit communication. It's unpredictable, and yet we still make the connections and the people come through. We don't know exactly who's going to come through at first, which loved one, and for what reason. Now, in this first session is a woman named Andrea looking to speak with her husband Dale, but instead her father shows up first. Now, both her husband and her father come through in the session, but it's remarkable how the father shows himself first to me. And you get the confirmation. In the second session, a woman named Denise is looking to speak to her son, Dominic, who was on drugs and was murdered, and his body was never recovered. And that's a tough case. And so her husband ends up showing up first, which is his stepfather. And her son was a little reluctant to come through, but again, both come through. The third session reading is a woman named Heather looking to speak to her father named Greg, but I don't see Greg at first. I see her ex-boyfriend, who was someone that took his own life by smashing his car into a wall in a fiery crash, and more importantly, she needed to hear from him more so. And the father was a little reluctant to come through, but again, both came through. What's interesting is that as you're listening to these sessions, you can tell who is who just by the responses. So let's jump into the first session. Andrea is looking to speak with her husband Dale, yet her father John is the one that shows himself first. I'm on with Andrea. Today's date is May 24th. The time is a little after 3 p.m. Eastern, and we are looking to connect with her loved one. I'm going to go ahead and focus. Okay, when you're ready.
Dale, June 5th.
Okay. I see a guy that looks like he's pretty good sized man. I feel like I see him wearing jeans or even like a denim shirt, or like it's almost like I feel like there's a little bit of a belly on him. I see like dark hair. Looks like a good head of hair. Feels like he's an older male. Not too old. I mean, I would say maybe in his late 60s or so. I don't know. Feels like this is a father figure. Feels like this is a father, or there's a real fatherly figure there. I feel like I see you with him. It's like there's a field with like a lot of like almost like dead grass. Like there was like laid down, like it looks like a farm area or field or some kind of rural spot. Very random. Dale, I don't know. I'm just trying to connect with you. I'm going to check with Andrea now. Is any of this making sense, Andrea?
Well, it's not Dale, but it could be my father.
Oh. So, what was his name?
John.
John. So, John, I don't know if that's you coming through. I mean, the description, she says, fits you. I look to connect with a specific person, and sometimes another family member comes through, and that's happened. So I welcome you, John, if that is you, if you want to give a message to Andrea, your daughter. I welcome that, but I definitely want to invite Dale in. I'm not getting anything on Dale. What's going on with Dale? Dale, you may very well be there, but I'm not getting anything on you yet. So I'm just going to ask for you to come through the box. I'm just going to make an assumption, a non-psychic assumption, that Dale is your husband that died. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Dale, please try and use this. I asked the guides to help. All right, I'm going to have Andrea ask you some questions here in a moment, but I just want to give you a couple moments to warm up. I don't know why I'm not seeing you. I apologize. Are you there with John? Is John there, her father as well? Here, yes. So that's a yes. It's confirmation. Okay. Yes, he is. It sounded like that's actually what I just heard after. Like, yes, he is. Okay. Let's have you ask a question.
Dale, did you leave me the feather this morning that I found?
Let's have you ask another question.
Are the issues that are currently going on with your estate?
The estate thing, I mean, again, this is just a guess. It's not even a psychic thing, but it's like, is his kids or his previous family trying to fight something? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The feather, did you leave the feather for Andrea this morning? Something would. I said something I would. That's what it sounds like. He said something. Hold on. Dale, again, I'm going to ask you, is there anything that you can share about the estate? Will it go in her favor? Peace of mind here? Anything that you can tell her about that? Let's have you ask another question.
Dale, will you visit me in my dreams soon?
Asked to see me. So I guess it's like, I've heard that before. I don't know if that's exactly what was said, but I just want to make sure. Before going to bed, you want to sit in your bed and focus on him and then say, please, I'm inviting you, Dale, to come visit my dreams tonight. And you can even say to your guides, please help that happen. You can ask God. I give permission, so just anything like that really kind of helps set the intention. You know what I mean? You confirmed that John, her father, was there, and that's really amazing. Are you around others as well on the other side? What's something you want to tell your son, Dylan? What's something you want to tell him? Is there anything else you want to say through the box right now? John, I'm inviting you. If it sounds like I saw you, and then it sounds like Dale confirmed you were there a couple times. It makes sense. Is there anything? I just want to see you sit down. And it does. It feels like Dale just got up from the seat, and it's like he's standing behind the chair. Did he know your father?
Yes.
Okay, so they knew each other.
Yes.
Because it seems like your dad is sitting down in the chair, and he's standing, and Dale's standing behind the chair, like kind of pointing and showing something. He's like being helpful to him, in a way. I don't know if that. Yeah, I mean that's just what I'm seeing.
Yeah, my dad died 2 months after my husband.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. John, how are you doing? All right, John, I don't have a whole lot of time. I got to cut this off because we're getting, pretty into the session. Can you ask or say anything to him if you want to your dad?
Dad, are you with Mom?
Okay. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's just amazing how beautiful that is. I mean, John is coming through, her father. Dale is also there, and they both confirm that they're both there. I can even see them intuitively, that they're both kind of working with each other. We come to find out that John, her father, passed a couple months after her husband. And there's messages of love. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Now we'll look at the second session where Denise, again, is looking for her son, Dominic. Now, he was on drugs, he was in a lot of trouble, and he was murdered. His body was never recovered, and she's looking to find where his body was. But Dom is very reluctant to give information regarding that. He doesn't want to say how he died. He doesn't want to say where he is so that he can be found. And there's something, some shame a part of how he died. So he's still dealing with that on the other side. To cushion that, Milton, her husband, his stepfather, Dom's stepfather, comes through. And you can hear each response as far as who was Dom and who was Milton in coming through. And it's quite remarkable. Very sad, but pretty powerful. On with Denise, we're looking to speak with her son, Dominic. Connected in a previous reading just now again, and her husband, Milton, showed up. Haven't seen Dom yet. So we're still connected, and I'm going to turn on my warm-up. This is we are totally respecting your wishes. We're not going to bother you, but this is for Mom. She really needs to know where your body is. She needs to know, have some closure. I can understand that completely. I'm going to give you a voice to use on 2 different devices. You try and do that, okay? To the best of your ability. So it's like I see Milton, and I feel like... So here we go. All right. Dom, let's try it. Now, it's interesting. I have a chair in front of my table in this room that I go to, the room that you did the meditation you go into. And I feel like I see Milton standing, and I see Dom, what appears to be Dom, standing. No one's sitting. It feels like Dom is going to stand next to the box. It's like he doesn't want to sit. Dom, can you use this, brother? This is for Mom, man. So it's we're not trying to be intrusive in any way, just trying to help her. Are you there, Dom? I greet you. This shouldn't take too much effort from you, brother. It's not easy. It's not super easy, but this may be a little better for you, maybe to give something definitive to Mom. Go ahead and ask him a question. You can ask him the same question, or you can ask anything else.
How were you? How did you die?
I'm going to try this box over here with you. It's a little clearer at times, or, it's a different device. I'm not going to keep you long. We're going to go another 7 minutes or so. What's something you want to say to your mom on your own, Dom? Ask him something else, and I'm going to switch over to this box.
Were you murdered?
I something. So like I was something, or I something. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the box over here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Ask again what you want to ask. Again, it could be, where is your body? Like if you want, we've asked this, but you can keep asking, because we're giving them a chance.
The house where you were last seen getting drugs with that girl.
Is it near the house where you were last seen getting drugs with that girl? Again, I something. It sounds like he's giving a direct reply. Mm-hmm. I saw, like, out by some wetland or something, the car, I don't know if the car was there or what, but that's what I saw. I see this place. It's like on the outer banks of where, like Maryland or wherever, like I don't know where you guys are. I think that's Baltimore or whatever, but
yep, it is.
Go ahead and just give a final response of thanking them and thanking him and telling him you love him, and that's it.
Thank you, Dom, for having the courage to come through. I love you very much, and I hope you're at peace. Milton, I love you and I miss you every day.
I'm going to say a prayer with you guys right now when I shut off the camera, okay? So I invite you to stand with me and say a prayer with me if you're willing to, okay? Alright, guys. Thank you, guys. Okay. Alright. We got enough there. I'm going to stop the camera. That was a tough session, and it was hard for me to send that to her, to Denise, because again, she's looking for answers, and it's up to Spirit to give us the answers if they want to give it. Dom really didn't want to give any answers, and you can hear that. Yet it was interesting how Milton was kind of being kind of the voice of reason, trying to be of comfort to Denise. And at least it did help Denise in giving her a little bit more information about where they are, emotionally. And, that's all we can do, is do the best we can. And again, they both did come through. Now we'll look at the third session, the final session, where Heather is looking to speak to her father, Greg. And Greg, for whatever reason, was feeling some guilt. Maybe he wasn't the father that he wanted to be. And so it was tough. He kind of doesn't want to come through, but still does. But really the messages needed to come from her ex-boyfriend, Chris, who decided to take his life by crashing his car into a wall. And there was a big fire. And you can hear the messages at the end that Heather really needed these messages. On with Heather, looking to connect with her father and this other individual who is coming through. I only normally do one person in a session, but I want to give Dad a chance, and I want to see who this other person is, if they want to speak and say anything. So just do me a favor. Just say, Dad, please, I'm inviting you to use this box with us. Please try this with us right now. Okay, so just say that when you're ready.
Doug, I'm inviting you to use this box with us, so if you could please come through, I would greatly appreciate it.
Let's have you ask a question. Let's have you ask a direct question.
Have you been around Dad? Have you been watching over us?
Have you been around Heather and her mom? Have you been around them? What's something you want to say to your daughter now? Is there anything that you can do to let your daughter know that you are around her? Give her a sign that's for her, directly to her, not through a medium or sessions or whatever. Is there something that you can do to let her know that you're around her? All right, Greg, I just want to thank you, and I apologize for my lack of connection. This is not an exact science. I'm pretty good at what I do, but clearly there are times that I don't connect perfectly, but I'm connecting to someone else, or something else is coming through. But I just want to thank you, and I ask that you please be around your daughter and continue to help her in whatever way you're comfortable, whatever way that you can, if that's possible. Okay, Greg? All right, thank you, Greg. Just want to say I love you and thank him for coming through.
Thank you, Dad, for coming through. I love you very much.
There's only so much we can do there. Give him two different opportunities. What is this other person's name?
Chris.
Chris. Chris, I invite you to use this with us because I feel like you were there already. Chris, how are you? feel like you were coming through, showing me that there was some turmoil in your life, that you took your own life in some way. I don't know how that is. I feel like I was seeing you somewhat physically accurate. I mean, within reason. Connection's still a little off, but clearly you want to come through. What's something that you want to say to Heather? Again, what's the most important message, the most important thing that you want to say to Heather today? Go ahead and give him a final message, like a whatever, just a sign off here.
I just want to know that you're okay, and I'm really trying to understand the communication that's been coming through YouTube. And I'm sorry that my mind has been so overwhelmed. I'm trying really hard to understand, and it's just hard. And I care about you very much, and I just want you to be all right.
Final message, Chris. We're going to say a prayer, so I ask that you stick around, okay? It's almost like it's like something I'll listen, to the prayer, I'm going to shut this down. Hold on. So there it is. As you can hear, Greg did come through, but he was reluctant, as I said. But Chris really wanted to come through. And as I spoke before earlier, the messages at the end about love, she really needs this, is really what had to happen. It shows that we can plan for a particular outcome when it comes to these sessions, but that's not what's going to happen. What really needs to come through will. And again, it shows that spirit is unpredictable, yet what will need to happen happens. And I'm so grateful to be able to share this with you. I know I sound like a broken record sometimes, but this is real spirit communication, and it's mind-blowing. I just want to wish everyone a happy new year. I love you all. I'll see you next year. Until next time, thank you.